Okay, okay. To anyone that is wondering, I cannot bring up so said article if I'm not on my computer. It does not allow StreamYard does not allow share screen with cell phones as the host. Um, and that is totally fine, but you will notice that I will be black talking about an article, diving deep into what it says. Then I will try and put my video back on and talk about the information that they have. I might do this more than once. Hopefully, I can get it all in one and then done. But this is Star Wars recap. Well, this is next month, which is May the 4th, also Revenge of the 5th, etc. Star Wars month is coming, and this is a recap of what is coming out and on what days for Disneyland and Disney World, because they will have new versions with Mandalorian, Grogu, and more at basically all the rides in Disneyland and Disney World are getting a new refresher on all of it. And so let's just dive into this. It's an interesting article. This is from the laughingplace.com. You can find the original article there. You won't be able to see it, but I will be talking about it, reading the article probably out loud, some of it in my head if it's not noteworthy, and we can have a chat talk afterwards. I will try to keep up comments to look at them, and I can do that with StreamYard. That is why I use this platform. Both platforms, either using Prism, either using StreamYard and or YouTube itself. I've done all three. They're all about the same, and all three do not allow share screen feature with cell phone only. So I'm on a walk. Yeah, I've been walking. Anyone who wants to chat, I will be able to see the chat this time around. Hopefully, I think this is the regular chat, not just a private chat. And we can talk about this article on what's coming out in May for Star Wars. Let's do this. Okay. Okie dokie. Walt Disney Company plans rapid overhaul of Star Wars rides across the U.S. parks. This is Disney World, which is Hollywood Studios, I think. Yes. And Disneyland, which is Disneyland itself. Two totally different vibes for parks. Let's see what it says about it. Let's be honest about something. Millennium Falcon Smuggler Run has always been the ride that lives in Rise of the Resistance's shadow. It is not as good, to a point, yes. And not entirely unfairly. You walk through the edge, Galaxy's Edge. You see the actual Millennium Falcon parked there, all battered, glory. And then the promise of that moment is enormous. Then you get assigned engineer. You press the button twice, and you emerge from the ride wondering if that was really it. You're not playing the game correctly if you're doing it that way. Disney heard you. And what they are doing about it launches May 22nd, 2026. This is the end of May, which is interesting because that elongs the time, the distance that the May the 4th festivities can happen. Beforehand, it was roughly around the May the 4th that all the festivities happened. Now, it's the whole month that you get to see a little bit of tidbits here and there. And let's see what they say. Starting that day, both the Disneyland and Disney's Hollywood Studios versions of the Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run will be completely reimagined with Dan Djarin, the Mandalorian, and Grogu, or Baby Yoda for some, permanently joining the ride experience. This is not a limited time overlay or a seasonal edition. This is the new permanent version of the attraction at both parks. And the changes that go so much deeper than just swapping in new characters. May 22nd is also the theatrical release date of The Mandalorian and Grogu movie that is coming to theaters near you. The first Star Wars movies to hit theaters since The Rise of Skywalker in 2019. Disney is opening the new version of the ride on the same day the film opens nationwide. That kind of coordination rollout is exactly how you make a theme park attraction feel like a cultural moment rather than the miniature maintenance update. Here's everything that is different and why it matters. In the current version of Smuggler's Run, guests leave Batu, travel to Corellia, and help Hondo Okina with a coaxium smuggling run. It is fine. The cockpit is incredible. The mission is functional. People rely on how good they can play the game. I kind of like it that way. It creates a more interactivity, in my opinion. In the new version, guests still leave from Batu, but the second stop is Tatooine, Luke Skywalker's home planet, in one of the most recognizable locations in the entire Star Wars universe. Then things get interesting. After the Tatooine, riders visit one of the 3 potential final destinations, and here is the part that changes everything. They get to choose which one. You get to choose where you are going. It will be, I believe, one of the pilots. The 3 options are Bespin, home of the Cloud City that is featured in Empire Strikes Back, Endor, or covered in Death Star wreckage, as seen in The Rise of Skywalker, and Coruscant, the galaxy-spanning cityscape that shows up across the prequel trilogy and more recently in Andor. That is the most known, in my opinion. The mission running through all of it involves the new crew hunting down ex-Imperial officers. So you get the whole new mission. This is a direct response to one of the things that frustrates repeat riders about Star Tours The Adventure Continues. That ride randomizes destinations, which is fun in theory, but can lead to seeing the same combination multiple times in a row when you were specifically hoping for something different. Smuggler's Run is giving riders the choice, which means you can target the best experience on your visit, come back just for Coruscant, and never have to leave the same version twice unless you want to. Unless you want to. We need to talk about the engineer role because it has been the single biggest complaint about the ride since it opened in 2018, and Disney finally did something about it. Current engineers press the button when the ride tells them to. That is generally the job. Pilots steer, gunners shoot things. Engineers press a button. That role desperately has been obvious and much discussed. That role disparity has been obvious and much discussed. And it has made the role assignment movement at the start of the ride carry a little bit of dread for anyone who has been through it before. In the new version, the engineer is responsible for communicating with Grogu and choosing the crew's third destination. So it would be the engineer that gets to choose. The exact mechanics on how the Grogu communication works has not been fully revealed yet. And honestly, it makes it more exciting. The engineer goes from the less desirable assignment to potentially the one that everyone is wanting. That is a complete reversal. It is the kind of design change that makes the whole ride feel more balanced for everyone at the table. The original Smuggler's Run opened in 2019. Visual technology powering the ride has not been updated since then. Walt Disney Imagineering is now using Unreal Engine in partnership, which is a AI system, with the Unreal Engine and with Epic Games to rebuild the ride's real-time visuals from the ground up. Nearly a decade of advancement in the gaming and rendering technology has been applied to what the ride responds to, rider input, and how the environments look during the gameplay. So hopefully it'll be more interactive also. This result is expected to be significantly sharper and more responsive than what the guests have experienced since the attraction opened. No closures as needed for any of this. The ride runs its current form through May 21st. Overnight, Disney installs the changes. May 22nd morning, the new version opens. Now, if they have any hiccups, it has been said that May 22nd could be the day that the ride could not open if they need the extra day. It will be maintenance on both coasts. If it needs, one coast needs it, but the other coast doesn't, then one coast will open. You know what I mean? Disney installs the changes. May 22nd morning, the new version opens. No downtime, no gap in the operations, hopefully. That's what they want to happen. You either visit before May 22nd and experience the current version, or you visit on May 22nd or later and get the new one. I will get to see the new one around August, it seems, which is exciting. Hondo Okana, the beloved character from Star Wars: The Clone Wars and the Star Wars Rebels, whose auto-animatronics figure completely runs the pre-show, is expected to remain. Replacing a physical automatronics figure would require a closure period that Disney is clearly not building into the transaction. Wait. His presence also makes the timeline sense because the Mandalorian era falls between the original and sequel trilogies, and Hondo's existing appearance confirms he is still aboard during that period. If your Disney trip includes Hollywood Studios and you have historically skipped or have been indifferent to Smuggler's Run because of the experience, did not match the environment, May 22nd is your reset date. That is when everything changes. The setting has always been exceptional. Now the ride attached to that setting has been comprehensively redesigned to live up to it. Rise of the Resistance remains untouched and still anchors Galaxy's Edge as one of the best attractions in any theme park adventure. They're not changing that. They heard they might change up and get Kylo Ren animatronic a little better. The two rides together, once Smuggler Run launches in the new form, should make Galaxy's Edge one of the strongest double ride combinations at Walt Disney World or Disneyland. I could hear that. Late leaning for both attractions is worth securing early on your park day. Hollywood Studios has Rock and Roller Coaster starring the Muppets, opening May 26th, replacing the Aerosmith version permanently. Disney Junior Mickey Mouse Clubhouse Live debuts the same day, May 26th. And the magic of Disney animation featuring a short film, character greetings, and drawing class led by an auto animatronics Olaf from Frozen later arrives later this summer in a former Star Wars launch bay building. Disneyland, starting April 29th, Galaxy's Edge is adding original trilogy character appearances, including Luke Skywalker, Leia Organa, Darth Vader, Han Solo. That change is California only and does not apply to Hollywood studios. May 22nd is a date to build around if the reimagined Smuggler's Run is on your list. Put it in your calendar. Set it lightning lane strategy before you park open, and then go in with the real experiences rather than the ones that current version may have gotten given to you. We will arrive full coverage at the new ride experience once it opens, including how the Grogu mechanic actually plays out, in which of the three planet destinations is worth riding first. We will cannot wait to find out. Hopefully that did have a wonderful ring to it. That was from the Laughing Place. That is their article for Star Wars coming out. It's probably, I think it was a brand new article that came out not that long ago, and they just dives it deep into it, explaining it better than I ever heard before in any other article. So, thoughts on this? I cannot wait to be fully interactive with Grogu, being able to see him. Number two, the visual effects are getting better. So I personally think the pilot will also get a little bit of an upgrade on visualization, but he will not get a upgrade on how you play him. Um, I'm not a very good pilot. I'm a really good gunner and engineer. So I am excited to finally get that energy engineer position a little bit better than it was before. I like the more simple of the ride mechanics, in my opinion. The pilot interface is always a little bit much for me. Oh, this is horrible. I just have a bunch of cars that are deciding to stand in the middle of the road. I'm gonna wait for a very long time. That's fine. I can just stand here and wait. Thank goodness. Am excited. I am an engineer slash gunner at heart. I play better with the engineer the best. The gunner I like to play, I get roughly about 80%, up to 80% on gunning, which is really good in my opinion. Um, Engineer, I've got 100% a few times. And once was with a fantastic team that got almost 100% each time and on their respective areas. And we got the Wookiee interface at once. I did get that once. That was last year. That was exciting. The first time I ever got the Wookiee. I've always not really had that good luck with, well, not as good a luck with my coexisting crew. Your turn now. So, yeah, like I said, I am excited. I cannot wait. Wait for 108. What is your thoughts? I'm going to end this. What is your thoughts about this update? I am jumping up and down for joy. I know everything that is going to happen. I will give a little bit of time for it to kind of iron out, and I will keep an eye hawking. I will keep an eye out on how the new game plays out, how the new ride roller coaster plays out. And I will get to experience it myself. I might even consider maybe figuring out the best way to play the game. If there's new mechanics, what to expect. I will do research because I do want to have the engineer experience that is new because I am an engineer at heart. So please do like, comment, subscribe. What is your favorite? What is your favorite part of this article that gets you the most excited? There's a few things about it. Another thing, are you excited about this new Smuggler's Run interface coming through? They did not say anything about Star Tours because that is somewhat of a new. They keep updating that version of the ride, and I do like it old because it dives into the old style of Disney. It was the first official Disney Star Wars ride. It helped it also very, very much so by George Lucas himself. Um, Nothing bad to say about that. Wait for 33rd Avenue. Please do like, comment, and subscribe. See you guys, everyone, later.